Pixel 2 Duo from Google has been sitting at the top of the photography game for a few months now, and the reason for that is the processing. But it seems like Huawei might have possibly created a monster with the P20 Pro that's so far advanced in terms of hardware that it can beat the magical processing from Google. This is Sandeep and you're watching the camera comparison of the Pixel 2 XL and P20 Pro on Rev Atlas. On paper, the Pixel 2 XL packs in good specifications, but definitely not industry leading. It has a 12 megapixel sensor, f1.8 aperture, OIS, dual pixel AF, 1.4 micron pixel size and 1 by 2.6 inch sensor size. But the processing of these images is what Google does best, and they're able to produce results that blow every other phone out of the water, even though they may have a larger sensor, larger aperture, more pixels, or all of the above. Little did Google expect a manufacturer to come along with hardware so impressive that the magical software algorithm might also find it tough to overthrow. The P20 Pro packs in the first triple lens camera system on a smartphone. The primary sensor is a huge 1 by 1.7 inch sensor with f1.8 aperture and 40 megapixels of resolution, while you get a secondary f1.6 20 megapixel monochrome sensor and an 8 megapixel f2.4 3x optical zoom telephoto camera as well. And the best thing about all this is that all are optically stabilized and come with face detection autofocus as well as laser autofocus and a color temperature sensor. You even get Leica branded optics. In terms of image quality, the P20 Pro has a definite edge when it comes to detailing and sharpness. This is because it uses pixel binning, which combines information from 4 different pixels and combines them into one single one. As a result, due to the effective 40 megapixels of resolution and pixel binning, you get around 10 megapixels of resolution for each photo, but you can also opt to shoot in 40 megapixels if you wish to do so. But at times it also loses out a bit on detail due to over sharpening, which is why you really need to make use of the raw photo and process it yourself for optimal results. The images on the P20 Pro also tend to be warmer than the Pixel 2 XL, which renders it more cold. The HDR mode, which is already one of the most impressive on the market on the Pixel 2 XL, is sometimes toppled by the P20 Pro, which has an even more, if not as impressive HDR mode. Now onto the low light imaging, which is a scenario where the Pixel 2 XL generally slays every other phone on the market. Surprisingly, or rather unsurprisingly, the P20 Pro manages to get the better of the Pixel 2 XL in almost every low-light scenario. Not only are the photos sharper and with more detail, but they also exhibit better colors and have lesser noise as well. The HDR algorithm works wonders on the P20 Pro, and if that's not enough, you can even make use of the night mode on the P20 Pro, which manages to capture photos with an effective shutter speed of up to 6 seconds without shakes using image stacking. The sharpness isn't as great when using the HDR mode, but unless you pixel peep, it's tough to find fault. The night mode images have more accurate colors and can be more helpful in really challenging light conditions. In terms of portrait mode, the Pixel 2 XL is still the king. While it may only have a single camera, the computation and blurring algorithms for portraits on the Pixel 2 XL is far superior to everything on the market, and that includes the P20 Pro. The native depth of field is quite similar on both, considering they have f1.8 apertures. The P20 Pro features both a portrait mode and aperture effects mode. The portrait mode is a bit more subtle, while the aperture effect mode allows you to change focus after the fact and also mimic the aperture effects based on aperture value from f.95 to f16 that you would get on a variable aperture lens. The P20 Pro photos are great by themselves, and although the algorithm is probably one of the best, especially when it comes to edge detection, nothing can match the Pixel, especially when it comes to such fine strands of hair like you see in these examples. The front-facing camera on the Pixel 2 XL is an 8 megapixel unit with f2.4 aperture, 1.4 micron pixel size and 1 by 3.2 inch sensor size, while the P20 Pro gets a 24 megapixel f2 camera. Despite what the specifications may suggest, the Pixel 2 XL has the better front camera that captures more detail and has better contrast compared to the P20 Pro. The portrait mode is better too, and although the P20 Pro is one of the better ones out there, it's not on par with the Pixel. One downside on the P20 Pro is the lack of HDR for the front camera, which makes it tough to capture an evenly exposed image in certain lighting conditions. In terms of video, the P20 Pro and 2 XL both support 4K 30fps, but only the Pixel supports EIS in 4K mode. The P20 Pro, on the other hand, supports only 1080p 16:9 or 1080p 18:9 with EIS. The other modes such as 1080p 60 and 4K 30 lack EIS, and as a result the videos aren't as stable. The Pixel 2 XL has one of the best stabilized videos on the market currently, but I find the P20 Pro to be even more stable than that. Sadly, they couldn't bring the same EIS to higher resolutions, or else it would have been great, but that's probably a limitation due to the processor used. The Pixel videos have a higher bitrate at the same resolution, but the sharpness and detailing seems about the same as the P20 Pro. The P20 Pro also has the option to capture videos in an HEVC H.265 format, which gives practically identical quality videos at roughly half the file size. The front-facing camera tops out at 1080p 30fps on both the phones, but here the P20 Pro has EIS while the Pixel 2 XL doesn't. The result is really stable videos, just like the back. But funnily enough, there is no stabilizer option, and the max resolution shown is 720p for the front camera for some reason, but it still records videos in 1080p, which is why I say 720p in the video. Be it front or rear, one of the things that both these phones have in common in video is bad audio. So this is the front-facing camera of the Huawei P20 Pro capturing 720p video. Despite being such a high-end smartphone, it doesn't actually support 1080p video even with the front camera. So that's a bit of a letdown, but let me know what you guys think about the overall sharpness, the image quality, the dynamic range, and even how well it's picking up my voice even though we're actually in the busy city inside a park. So this is the front-facing camera of the Pixel 2 XL capturing 1080p front video. Let me know what you guys think about the overall sharpness, the stability, etc. So the resolution does seem to be higher than the P20 Pro, which has a maximum of 720p, but it doesn't seem to be as stable as the videos shot on the P20 Pro. But let me know what you guys think. It's tough to pick a clear winner between these two. I definitely confirm this. The Pixel 2 XL and P20 Pro are most definitely the two best camera phones on the market currently, leaving both Samsung and Apple in the dust. The Pixel 2 XL might be the best bet for everyone who just wants to click away and get a good photo almost all the time. The P20 Pro can also do that to a large extent, but it requires proper skill set and knowledge to get the best out of the insane camera setup. I'd say that the Pixel 2 XL satisfies both consumers and enthusiasts alike, but only the P20 Pro has the ability to challenge an enthusiast or professional and take insane shots like no other phone can. Thanks for watching, see you again in the next one.